Can you imagine babysitting a kid and realizing that he's possessed? I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a good scary movie I would watch, but being that it happened to somebody in real life, no thank you. Mariana says that when she was younger, she would babysit a lot of kids in the neighborhood in order to make some extra money. And as time would go on, those families that she would babysit for would recommend her to other people that they knew. So one day, one of the parents that she would regularly babysit for came to her and said that one of her friends really needed someone to take care of her son overnight because they were gonna go to a wedding. And of course she said yes, because obviously she's trying to make this extra cash, and she showed up to their house on the day that they told her to. When she showed up to the house, the mom introduced her to her son and explained to her that he is a really calm kid, that he wouldn't be giving her any problems. They then went over the times of like when the kid had to do his homework, the time that he could watch TV, go take a shower, and his bedtime, of course. They explained to her that they were just gonna go to a wedding and that they didn't know if they were gonna come either like at midnight or like at 4 or 5 in the morning, which is why they wanted her to stay the night. They also gave her their phone number in case anything happened, and they left. And she was alone with the boy. There was no other kid, it was just them two. Oh, and the dog. Everything went fine and everything was normal until it was time for the kid to go to sleep. She said that she put him to bed, closed the door, and she went to the living room because she wasn't sleepy, so she decided to read a book. She mentions that the dog's bed was also in the living room, but after a little while, the dog started walking towards the kid's bedroom door and started barking like crazy. She noticed how the dog wouldn't get super close to the door, almost like it was scared of something. And that worried her because she's like, what if somebody came in through the window? What if, like, who's in that bedroom? Because that dog wouldn't be barking at the kid. So she decided to go to the bedroom and see what was going on. She knocked on the bedroom door twice, but the kid never responded. But it was in that moment where she heard an adult male's voice coming from inside the bedroom. And again, the dog was still barking while all this was happening. She immediately opens that bedroom door and she sees the little boy from the back. I would close that door and be on my way. So she walks into the room. The kid is sitting at the edge of his bed with his back facing her. She said that he was like saying random words, but that's not what scared her. What left her traumatized was that the voice, the deep male voice, was coming from that little boy. It wasn't the voice that she had heard earlier that day. The male voice that she had heard through the door was coming from him. She says that she got a little bit closer because she needed to confirm what she was seeing and hearing. She got in his face and the boy was not looking at her, but the deep male voice was indeed coming from the little boy. At that point, she was calling him by his name just to see if he would react and maybe he was sleepwalking, like just to wake him up. But the kid continued to talk until he looked her way and just stopped talking altogether. Oh my god. She said it was in that moment where he stood up from his bed and reached out to her, almost like just trying to touch her shoulder. He began to walk towards her and again talk in that deep male voice. She ran straight out of that room and got the phone and started calling his parents, but they weren't answering her phone calls. She said that even the dog ran with her and hid underneath the couch. She said that as soon as that happened, she's still trying to call the parents and the kid comes out of his bedroom crying. This time with his normal voice. This time she gets close to him and asks him if he's okay, and the little boy responded to her that it happened again and that he's really scared. She started hugging him and asking him what was it that happened again, and the little boy responded, "It's my grandpa." He kept saying other words, but because he was crying, she couldn't understand what he was saying. She said that after a while, she did manage to calm him down, and the dog did come out from underneath that couch to come and comfort him as well. She says that the boy tells her that this hadn't happened to him in a long time. He tells her that his grandfather, who had passed away, would get inside of him, that his grandfather was evil and that he is so scared of him. The little boy was terrified, and she just managed to ask him if his parents knew about this. The little boy said yes, and that the parents had already brought a priest to bless him. The kid also tells her that they blessed the house as well. After a few minutes, the parents finally called her back and she explained everything that happened. And she says that they immediately hung up and showed up to their house right away. They were both hugging their son and at the same time telling her how sorry they were that this happened. The parents had confirmed everything that little boy had told her. She said that the mom told her that in his last years of living, the grandfather got together with this lady that everybody knew was a bad bad witch. They were even sure that his death was provoked by this lady and how he definitely did not die in peace. They have no idea why he had chosen their son to manifest it. She explains how terrified she was of this situation, but said goodbye to the family and went about her way. She says that she had never heard back from that family, but honestly, she's not mad about it because she didn't want to go there again. Nobody hired me as a babysitter. There'd be no way that I would stay in that house. At the very least, I would have ran to my car, locked the doors, and called the parents. Judge me all you want, but what would you do? I would still watch this movie though. Somebody do this.